It's something of a very roundabout approach, but in this episode we get the door frame semi-fixed. Several people have said they think I'm unduly concerned about movement. So first thing we're going to do, I've got tennis in a couple of hours. So first thing I'm going to try to do is remove this, which I think is basically welded across the top, so I don't see that being particularly an issue apart from maybe here. There are some bolts I think in here, and I believe it's probably easier to take the light out first. I want to see if I can do it without that. Bolts at the back and some spot welds along the bottom, which I think are probably all rusted through again. So we'll have a look at the bolts here, we'll take these ones off of the back and then we'll see where we are. I couldn't see the bumpers, I couldn't see the bolts, nuts and bolts that I thought were at the front, so I took off the front bumper and I can now get in here, and I don't know if I can see them on the video, but there's 4 that I can see in here. So although I've taken the bumper off, I figured I had to do it anyway. I am actually going to take the light out as well now, so that I can have easy access to it. So I've already spent over an hour getting the bumper off, so I don't know if I'll do this now or if I'll come back to it tomorrow or later today. But I'm going to give those a good spray with some something to degrease them, trying to to lubricate them in the meantime, because that will certainly make it easier. Okay, so we've raised up the light, we've taken off the bezel. It was actually only held in by this one screw. This one and this one are already broken. This one, it just came off. There's meant to be washers and stuff as well, but it just had the screws in there, so we're going to need to look at that. I've disconnected the wiring inside the engine bay. So the next stage is to take this light out. I think that should then give me access to get the unit out. Well, everything's a different size, but this one came loose, this one came loose, this one wouldn't budge. I'm trying to drill it out, but my drills aren't even biting into it, so I need to get a new 3mm bit. I also looked at trying to take it out by taking this whole inner section out. This one would budge, this one and this one wouldn't, and of course this one's sheared, so so I'm trying to just loosen the bolts right now under the wing. So these are the 4 bolts that go under here, and then they have this strapping across them as well, so those actually have all come out without having to remove the headlight. I've now got under here some spot welds to drill out, which I'll do next. So we've got the wing drilled through here. It looks like there might be 2 spot welds in here as well, and this section might be different. But this is also rusted off. I'm probably just going to take it off when I take off the wing and then work out what to do with it. So we'll take out the bolt to the other side and then see how it's still connected. So we're taking those 3 bolts off, all 10mm, but it's still not coming off quite right. So I've got this panel back here. I'm going to take that off and see if I can see any connections on the other side. I think the very least we'll have for the light here, but we'll see if there's anything else. But right now it's moving pretty much at the top. Maybe it's welded onto the wheel arch as well. That would make some sense. So it might be held there, but it's here it feels quite firm still. Just around here. So I'm going to have a look on the inside. So the front wing is off. It was welded all along the wheel arch as well. So here I've got 2 or 3 layers of metal. So something's come off with it. Alright. And as I said before, I think this bit seems to be welded on just here and must be meant to fix on up on the car, and so it should fix, I think, on the car. Should be welded on here. In fact, there's a strip across just here. Anyway, so that's the front wing off, and bits were falling off it as I was. Seemed to have stopped the video at some point then. So bits were falling off. Let's start again. So this is the front wing off. We can see along the sill, here we've got lots of along the flange, lots of bit of another piece have come off with it. We can see at the front here we still got this piece on, which I think is meant to weld on to the car just here. So it looks terrible, but not beyond repair. Certainly here we can get a panel for this rear section. I don't know if we can get a panel for that front bit, but we might be able to. So, you know, that sort of looks doable. And then we come and look at what we've got here. So the inner wheel arch, I guess, is what you would expect. There's a little bit more rust on the top than I would like. The bit that worries me is I was concerned that my, you know, the wing was lending the strength. And if you look along here, we've got the inner wheel arch. Where's that? So this is the inner wheel arch. We can see the inner wheel arch coming up, and it's okay. Hopefully we've got enough light on here. So top of the wheel arch doesn't concern me all that much. I need to understand, because we've got bits of flange left on here, and as I said, we had more than one piece over there, so I've got to understand how this comes down onto the wing. But the bit that actually concerns me is this is wheel arch coming up here, and we've got wheel arch coming up here, so presumably those come together at some point, but we've got nothing on this piece that must go across on the inside here, and that has to be, I mean, it's, like you see, it's not connected here, so I'm really concerned about how much this has moved. That tunnel looks okay on this side, so maybe this is staying in place. On this side I've got a huge amount of rust. Let's see if I can bring you in to see that. I've been inside looking at stuff a bit, and I'm back to thinking I might be able to do this. So there's a lot of parts you can't get any longer, and that's fine. So with this wheel arch here, the way it's shaped is it comes up, and actually we can see it just here. It comes around, but there's a section in here where it comes the whole way up and down, and then it comes back down the other side. So this wheel arch needs to curve up and come along here, curving down. So I think we might have a go at repairing this. Probably we'll do a piece across here. Well, we'll sand, fix it, butt weld it in, but we'll do one curve here. We will bring it up here and do that bit, and we'll do a curve down here, and then we'll do the flange or something like that. But I think we'll have a go at fixing this in a wheel arch, okay, because I think that's probably okay. Then we've got this bit up here, and this comes in 3 sections. It's the fitch or flitch or something like that, and you got 1, 2 and 3 sections. You can't buy it all together any longer. Some of the sections are available, and I was having a look but not really paying attention, and so I might find that if it is, this section is available, I think I might just buy it, and they're quite dear, but I think that might be better than trying to fabricate or anything. So we're going to hold off there. And then on the wing, you can only buy fiberglass wings, so we're going to have to look to try to repair. You can get the back bit, that's fine. You can get the wheel arch, and so I think I'll buy an arch to weld in place. You can't get the front bit, so I'm going to have to somehow work out how to fabricate something down here in this area. Okay, so that's fine, good. I've got a plan for it. I'm not doing it in the short term. That's going to be a way off yet, because we're going to go back to working alongside, but it possibly isn't as far off as it was now. So we're going to go back to working along the side here. All right, we're going to fix that. We might then try to get to the back. We're then going to put in the sill, and then we might move on to the front rather than doing the floor pan, or we might do the floor pan. I haven't decided the order, but we're going to move along this side now is what we're going to do. I've been thinking about this for a bit now. I've done some cleaning up there just to reveal how holy that bit is, and I want to concentrate on this. So I know I'm repeating myself, but I've got this bit which I'm quite happy with. I'm going to have to cut up here and along in the A post to fix that bit at some point, but I want to get the sill underneath painted, sorted first, possibly. What I certainly want to do is get a better view of it, so I'm going to cut here and along here, okay, which will take most of this out, but that I think will then give me a good sight underneath of what I've got in terms of sill remaining, because I think it's basically all the way to here that it needs repairing. It's okay around the this bit of the pillar, and then it gets rusty again. I mean, it might not be good in here either, but I can't really get in there. So I'm going to cut this bit out and then take another look. Right, so here we are under the sill, and I need a piece that goes from about here, about there, comes along here. That's the A post, so it's running under there, it's running along here in fact, and onto this. So in this section back here, it goes, it's got a flange going up there and a flange coming down here, which then joins onto this. So it goes down, across, down. Same for this section up here, exactly the same. In the middle it's doing the same thing, but it's also curving in, curving around. So I'm going to do this in 3 sections. We've got the back one, which will just be one piece of metal which will get folded and folded. At the front we'll have a piece that comes down and is folded and folded. And then in the middle we're going to do 3 pieces. We're going to cut out a piece for this curve. Then we're going to weld on the flanges. And we're going to start with the middle piece. Once we put it all together, we'll test fit and see where we are. Now what I'm not sure about is if in here I've actually got holes as well that need fixing on this strengthener, because that looks pretty awful. But it's going to be so hard to get at. I mean, I need to cut this out first. Maybe that's what I need to do. But what I don't need to do is I don't need to do that yet. I can build this piece first, which I will. So this is the piece that's going to go into the sill. We'll trim it off here. I'm not quite sure where yet. But this goes under here and fits in within the curve in there. Okay, so oops, under here there. And I'm not quite sure exactly where, but it's somewhere it fits into the curve. This bit will go on top. We're going to paint those now and leave them to dry overnight. So weld through primer, make sure they're painted on both sides. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut out here, across, down here to get this piece out, and we're also going to cut out this piece. Okay, so I'll use these markings to make sure that this piece comes into the right place. We know where it's going. I will, having cut this out, I will then weld in this piece underneath. Okay, and then we will fabricate the rest of the A-post. I guess that's the A-post to come back in. So that's the plan. So we're going to paint this stuff all up now and come back to this tomorrow. The planning in here is going to have to change. So here at the top there, that's the A-post, and then the flange from our sill goes underneath it. Now I don't want to have to take that out in order to do that. I think it's the A-post anyway. I don't want to have to take it out, so what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to change this so that the flange stops at a certain point, and then we're going to have to get underneath and weld it just flush with what flange is in there. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do that yet, but that's the plan. So in the meantime we're going to do something simple. We've got this hole in the strengthener. We're just going to cut out this section here, weld a new piece in, and fix that here. So that gets that out of the way. Then we're going to, once we've got it fixed to the top, I suppose at that point I could actually fix it all at the bottom as well. But the plan is in fact to move along here and cut around here somewhere. You can see where I managed to drill through. I'm struggling to get these two bits apart, so we're going to cut off here and we will fix this in, and we'll go as far along as we can until I decide that I need to remove the flange, and then we'll see what we do. So with this piece here might in fact get cut and then be welded back together. So that is what the current progress is. And there we have it in place. I need to get a new grinding tool for here. I can't get in there to grind with my big one. And I did go and drill my spot welds in the wrong place, but I can deal with that, and I still have to fix this. But I think we're going to stop the episode here. I think we've made good progress there. We've got it in place. We fixed the strengthener at the top, so we'll be able to move on to doing the bottom and other bits from now on.